I moved the kale up to the sunroom. That'll get no temperatures here that will hinder kale. And I'm thinking they can grow along quite a bit more in the cups, so I'll leave them in the cups until they get quite a lot larger than what they are. Now the pepper plants that I put up in these little cups, they're higher up than the ones in the big pots. This one is doing fine. He's in my potting mix. I'm not sure what this one is in. Oh, I noticed too, there's a damping off there on the edge of the leaf, see that? And the other ones are, they're saying, well, it's cold here, but not serious. Now this is in the store-bought potting mix, and it's limp. They're not as strong in the store-bought potting mix as they are in my homemade potting mix. And this one back here, as you can see, it's stronger as well. And that's in my mixture. So that's the pepper plants in the little pots, and we'll wait and see. Like I say, it got to 5 degrees Celsius last night, so that's pretty good. These plants just sit here. I wonder how long an eggplant will actually grow, because this eggplant was here last winter, and I put it outside during the summer, and now I brought it back in again, and it shows no signs of fading. I mean, there's some bad leaves, but as plants get older, you'd expect that anyway. It still seems like it's going to live on. Those pepper plants, they'll live on forever as long as the frost don't get them. No sign of any growth here yet. But as I said, there's something holding them in. So you might have to wait till spring to get any growth. One leaf fell off of that. These pepper plants, I put this stick in beside them, and that was Thursday, I believe it was. So you see those two lines there? I marked in from where the leaves separate right out on the top of the stalk. And those two lines, that's how much it has grown since Thursday. That's that one. Here's this one. I'm going to go over to the other side. This one didn't grow very much. It's the chocolate pepper in the store-bought potting mix. But the one in the store-bought potting mix on the other side grew the same amount as the two in the homemade potting mix. And here in the grow room, this is my tray of starts here. I set the pepper plants, and they're growing very well. And I'll do the same treatment with them as I done with the other pepper plants. I'll put two in the by the bay window, to ensure that I will have two to grow, and the rest I'll put up by the in the sunroom to see how hardy they are. I have one here that's not showing yet, and one of the seeds, when I planted it, I broke off the very tip of the root that was coming out, the radical, and so it may not come, I don't know. The Tiny Tim, they're doing very well as expected. No sign of any St. John's wort, so when I get those other seeds I'll plant more right away. My memory, coming this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 2 up from St. John's wort, lavender. So what do I have here? All the basils. So they're going to move up into cups now. Except I think for the lavender and that first one, which is the Greek oregano, they're not very big yet either. Okay, I'm going to try another attempt at growing some good sprouts, microgreens now. These are one of the ones I really didn't like anyway, but I put soil on top of the seeds and that was not a good idea. You look at it, you can see the soil all through, so I can't harvest these very well anyway. Show you the bottom. The roots are coming out the bottom there, see, so they're well grown. Just that it was a bad idea to put the soil on top. Now one of my viewers said she just put the soil in, put the seed on top of the soil, pressed it in, and then put another tray on top. Now these are perfectly good tray, perfectly clean trays out of my cupboard upstairs. I put 6 holes in the bottom, so 1, it can still touch the damp wicking material, and 2, I can't overwater it, because if I do water it from the top, the extra water will just drain out. I have my pre-moistened potting mix here. Now these sprouts I know I like. This is broccoli sprouts. I have red cabbage sprouts, and I thought I had radish sprouts, but I might have used them all up because radish sprouts has this little bit of a spicy kick that is so good on sandwiches. So they may be all gone. But I know for sure I would like any of the cole crop as microgreens. So whether that be broccoli or cabbage or cauliflower or whatever. Which incidentally I could use for microgreens. As you know, I have quite a lot of rutabaga seed, and so I can grow my own sprouting seed in that fashion. Which I think my next tray of microgreens, I will do that. Because then we'll have a test of their germination along with just growing microgreens. This potting mix is a little dry, so I'm going to add a bit more water on top here now, like so. That should be plenty. We put this tray on top, and now we're going to put it up where I had the other one. I'll just put it right there. The light is excluded because these are, of course, black plastic. So, and we will see it, check every day, and see how that grows. The day after I set these here, they are swollen and sprouting. And microgreens, broccoli sprouts, all sprouting nicely. This would be its second day, so they've been in there 2 days now. So here's my second attempt of growing microgreens. This is the broccoli sprouts, and I just sprinkled the seeds over the top, pressed them into the soil, and then I add another empty container that I had on there several days. So they're quite a success. It'll be a couple more days before I harvest these yet. I'm not liking these anyway, but they did come alright. I just shouldn't have put soil on top of the seeds. I should have just left the seeds like I did with these and put the container on top. So this is the way to do it. Rather than show you over and over about the potting up, I'm going to pot these up into their pots, and then I'll show you the finished result when I'm done. Do you remember the planters I made from the cooking oil containers last year? I didn't like the setup, mainly because when the plant had gotten grown, it was difficult for me to get the water down in here. So I took this out. I made 3 more with the cooking oil containers. And I put the ribbon around the top, mostly for looks. And you can see I put drain holes, 1 in each corner. And there is 2 pieces of wicking material coming up through the bottom. And there it is on the bottom. Now I can raise this up in a tray and have an inch and a half of water that this material would wick up. Or I can just put it flat in a tray. Now you'll notice that all except this one is pretty close to the top, but the other ones I planted deeper. The reason being, I was taking them out of these little cups, and when you transplant tomatoes, then it's nice to plant them deep, to have the roots deep, and they will send out roots along the stem as well. So rather than having to plant them in a cup and then replant them in a bigger pot later, so I'll put them here, and when they get growing up somewhat, then I'll take off the lower branches and I'll finish filling up this container. Some of the plants, see there's 2 in here, but I'll just grow 2 plants as one. They're bush tomatoes, so it's not like a vine. I got the basils all done. You see, this is how I labeled them this time. I just got clear tape put over a piece of paper. So sweet basil, mammoth basil, and the row in the back. Can you get that lime basil? And the 3 hot peppers. Savories seem to grow so slow. Now I ran out of sifted compost. It's 6 degrees and raining today. I think it's supposed to go up to 9. But I have to get these out of the little cups, and I'm hoping that the snow all melts and I can actually sift some of the compost I have out there so that I can make some more mix and get rid of it. I need a lot more mix anyway before the winter is out. Now I have these transplanted. I'm going to move them upstairs. I have 3 places to experiment where to see if they'll grow in by 3 different windows. But I'll do that and I'll show you on the next update. That's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it and you'll click the thumbs up button for me. And I'll see you in the next video.